Star Wars Outlaws has received its first big change update with version 1.31, and also has had its first DLC drop where you get to rock with Lando Calrissian, which is always awesome. Now, I am one of those that actually think Star Wars Outlaws is a good game. It's a good Star Wars game. It's not perfect. It has issues. It's still needs some patches and updates, and it looks like that they are actually trying to mold this into a game that the vast majority of people will like. But for the most part, this game it's very immersive, and it's a really good game. There's just absolute insanity with hate for it, and I do understand it with what Disney has made, with the choices they have made more recently with the Star Wars property. I 100% understand, but Star Wars Outlaws is a very good game. Now, it's just recently came out on Steam. It came out for 44 quid, which is an offer price. If you are that unsure of the hate and whatnot, then just wait for it to come cheaper on Steam. It will, trust me, it will come cheaper. And then if you can afford the 44 quid and you want to just go ahead and give it a try, you can try it for 2 hours before, getting your refunds. So that's the good thing with Steam, is that you can get a refund no matter the problem, as long as you have less than 2 hours of gameplay and it's within 14 days of buying the game. But that being said, with this new update, this is the PlayStation 5 footage that you're seeing here, and I think the game looks slightly better with the new update. I also noticed that whilst I was travelling via speeder, I wasn't hitting as many obstacles as I was before. Not that I was hitting loads anyway, but there was just some. And I have noticed, especially in combat, that the enemy are a lot more savage, which is awesome. Now, I've always been one that's championed Star Wars Outlaws. I acknowledge that it had issues and still has issues, but behind that, I think the game is really, really good. The same with Stalker more recently, and Stalker 2 is a really good game, but is marred by technical issues. But I have noticed that game is not getting any hate for it, but Star Wars Outlaws got all the hate, and I think that's just mainly because it was a Star Wars game, and a Star Wars game published by Ubisoft, so I think that all came to a head. Do I still think Star Wars Outlaws is worth it? Absolutely. Even going back to it to play the new DLC and check out the new update, I had a great time. I had a ton of fun with it. I find it very immersive. I also saw that I got this Boba Fett style skin for my ship, for my speeder, and for KVS as well, which is really awesome. So it's I'm looking very Mandalorian-esque, even though I know Boba Fett's not Mandalorian. All right, don't get all technical. And I know Django wasn't either, so again, don't get all technical. But it just looks really, really cool. Now, for the most part, I've had no problems whatsoever playing the game at all in the slightest. The game came out a few months ago, and it did have its issues on launch, and there was obviously a big issue with the early access thing, which I think I had some issues, and it probably will be the last time I get anything in early access. And I'm glad to see that they're not going to be doing that going forward, which I think is a smart move, definitely. But I think Star Wars Outlaws is an incredibly immersive Star Wars game, and I'm not going to hash over old ground. If you want to see what is in the game and whatnot, check out previous videos of mine, or anybody else's for that matter, breakdowns of what you can do in the game, because there is loads of content in Star Wars Outlaws, and a lot of it is really cool and a lot of fun. And now that they've fixed a good deal of the stealth and whatnot, it will be much more approachable for a lot of people, I think. There's still there's treasures to find, there's still loads of missions to do. The missions that you pick up from vendors are never ending, basically. They'll just keep on going. Some of them can be ship orientated. I still think the space combat is really awesome, even though I am crap at it. And all the different customizations that you have for KVS that you can unlock and yada yada yada. All the cool stuff that you guys already know. Star Wars Outlaws does have a lot to offer, and it is a very good game. I do suggest, if you are very, very unsure, that you wait for a deep sale or pick it up as cheap as you can pick it up, at least one day. But it's not a terrible game, okay? When this game came out, it was in a much better state than Stalker 2 was in at launch, and I've been enjoying Stalker 2, absolutely. I've made a video on that recently, but it has problems, it has issues of it, like more so than I've seen in games of recent memory. But that aside, underneath all that, there is a really good game. And it's exactly the same with Star Wars? And that's exactly the same with Star Wars. There's a very good game here, and it's more prevalent than it is with Stalker because it's not the optimization is not as dreadful. Now, I have not played the PC version of Star Wars Outlaws, and one day when it is absolutely cheap enough, I will double dip and get it on that. But for the time being, I'm happy just to play it on my PlayStation 5. But please let me know down below if you checked out Star Wars Outlaws. I'm anticipating an absolute buttload of hate to come onto this video, and that's absolutely fine. But I can take it on the chin, that's fine. But thank you very much for watching.
I'll be here.